Hi, I'm Camus, the lead developer of King Machine, and I'm here to introduce you to the game. King Machine is a game about building machines. What you're watching is the February 2011 version of the game, which is still in the early stages of development. However, a lot of the basics are already working, so hopefully this will give you a feel for the style of the gameplay. The game's three basic actions are carrying objects around, combining them, and using machines. The robot I'm using here is also capable of copying objects, which I'm using to light this area a bit better. Here you can see some of the features of the game's construction interface. Although it's already quite powerful, there is a lot of work still to be done on usability. Constructing machines is inherently complex, so for players to enjoy the experience, the tools have to be as easy to use as I can make them. And at the moment, they're still a long way off. If you watch closely, you may even see a bug or two. You'll notice I've sped up the clips you're watching at various points. I wanted to show the construction process for these structures without making you watch a 20-minute video. Games in which the player uses machine construction tools aren't new. Gary's mod is maybe the best known. More recently, Little Big Planet on the PS3 and Minecraft both let the player make machines. What I'm trying to do with King Machine is to focus the gameplay itself on building things, and in particular building machines. What I'm doing here is slightly impractical, attempting to make an elevator using a rotor. Doesn't work very well, and that's actually good in this case because the failings are caused by the approach I'm taking within the game world. This pole I've built has some friction, the elevator's only loosely attached to it, and the force applied by the rotor isn't above the centre of mass. But whilst this isn't good engineering, it is good play, and that's the goal with King Machine, to encourage the player to try things and to experiment, and in particular to have almost as much fun failing at tasks as achieving them. This is a hinge. As with everything in King Machine, it works in a very simple way. You attach it to something and it rotates relative to that thing. Then when you attach something else to the hinge, that rotates too. The elevator I tried to make was a single object, but in general machines are much more complex things. Next I'm going to make a catapult. Again, rather than showing you a polished design which works beautifully, I'm going to improvise a catapult based on the most obvious possible design. You may have noticed me setting the force for the rotor I used earlier. Hinges can be configured in a similar way, but at the moment they're more complex than they need to be. I'm going to use the configuration tool to fire the catapult to save me building a proper firing switch, but in fact any machine in the game can be used or even reconfigured by a remote signal. This is the sort of simple machine a player might want to construct as part of solving a problem within the game. I avoid the word puzzle here because that implies gameplay will be about finding preconceived solutions, which isn't really the intention. So far, I've only been building machines by attaching various parts and configuring them. And often that's all you need to do, but if you need them, there are also logic blocks. The outputs from a logic block can be connected to any machine or even to the input of another block. So here I'm not doing anything clever with it, I'm just setting up a bit of light entertainment. King Machine is being developed using the Unity 3D system, so we expect to be able to release PC and Mac versions. No release date has been set yet. There's still so much to do, it's impossible to estimate. My current plan is to aim for some kind of downloadable free demo quite early on, hopefully late summer this year, because it's so important to get the interface right, to make the game feel comfortable and natural. I don't want to take the project too far before getting feedback from players.